What are you reviewing?
This we're just doing the camera. This episode, I'll just bang it right down the lens.
Watch the vein.
I'm going to be taking a look at the Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 microcomputer for Retro Games Limited that's just came out. Because it's, because we'll talk about this later. I still need to set it up. I've not had a chance to set it up yet. But that's what I'm going to be reviewing. What?
It's 1:20 in the afternoon. You know what time to set it up.
No, we'll get it. I thought it would be good to wait until we're all together and then we could have a wee look at getting set up and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You alright?
Right, I've got a bit of a confession to make. I've had Call of Duty knocking about the house since the release date. I've had it all in November, December. There just seemed to be a combination of things stopping me from playing it. Firstly, my internet has been excruciatingly shite for a few months now, even though I bought a hard copy of this because I thought chances would be pretty high that I'd be trading this little number in fairly quickly. But there's almost nothing you can play on it until you get the full software downloaded. And some evenings I am getting less than 1 meg download speeds, right? It's absolutely brutal. It's like trying to eat your porridge with a pin, right? It literally took days. I've still not even got my connectivity fully sorted yet. Actually, do you know what? I might actually suggest that Infinity Ward stick a Modern Warfare level in a certain service provider's head office. Call of Duty Modem Warfare, may I like? Anyway, look, don't want to get into that now. Plus, I don't condone violent acts of retribution. Right now, back to my review of this blood-soaked mass murder simulator. Look, my shoddy Wi-Fi wasn't the only reason I left this in the wrapper a little longer. I wasn't really that excited to start playing it. Right, I like single-player campaign modes. Right, that's where initially I put all my time in. It was missing last year, so I skipped playing it altogether. And I didn't really feel like I'd missed out. However, the big storyline was back this year, and the trailers were tempting. Plus, Rab did a review of Death Stranding before I could get to it, so I did finally get the disc in the machine and turn my internet tap onto full drip. And I'm glad I did. Right, there is a bit of an online multiplayer that you can have a pop about with before the download, but it's nothing more than a digital version of paintball, basically. The single player storyline, however, takes place before the events of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This isn't just a prequel though, it's a reimagining of the entire story. So I mean there's a marked return in the more practical and realistic military combat after the kind of recent sci-fi offerings, which I think just adds to the immersion. What I love about single player modes is the option of setting a difficulty that suits you best. Let's be honest, after a year out of practice, you're basically worse than a 90s computer AI. Corporal Bullet Magnet, basically. But I'm not a total Jesse. I do play on a hardened difficulty, but that seems enough for me to progress without getting completely stuck for any great length. While most characters are new in this one, the legendary Captain Price is back and still looking like the kind of guy who has shares in Rangers. Bare minimum, he owns a pair of brown brogues, I'm telling you. This time he's the lead character in the plot, and it's an engaging and fairly provocative affair. There's nothing quite like the infamous No Russians airport scene in previous titles, but there were lots of tips of the hat to previous titles. For example, there is crawling sequences, which certainly mirrors All Gillied Up in Modern Warfare 4. It does give you an odd feeling of deja vu, but it's also a comforting familiarity, and it made me feel even more like a hardened special ops soldier who's got twice as much mental baggage than the kit on his back. That kind of feeling. And while the setting is primarily in the fictional country of Uzbekistan, it's just Uzi with a generic enemy country style name at the end of it. battling occupiers basically, Russian baddies, oppressors. You're usually part of a UK-US alliance or freedom fighter units. And there is a great sequence that does take part in the UK, but I'm not going to get into spoilers, but you get the general vibe. It feels familiar, there's little surprises, but nothing massively new. It feels back to its best, back to what it's good at. What you've got here is a little title that knows it's got back to its basics, but it's packed in plenty of action, plenty of drama, tension, good characters in a realistic world where you feel the weight of your decisions. Is it as good as old Call of Duties? It's right up there. I'm telling you, it's right up there. Maybe just losing out a little bit due to missing out on a real bit of shock value or a completely brand new experience, but the ending has made it very clear that there will be plenty more to come in the future, and who knows, I might even have some fucking internet by then.
Right, hello, and we thought we'd do a nice wee unboxing video as a special Christmas treat for everybody. Ryan, the reason why I wanted to do...
I wasn't going to say anything, I was just reacting.
The reason why I wanted to do an unboxing of the Commodore 64 microcomputer, the new version by Retro Games Limited, is because
Did you get a joystick with it? That's good.
you do, wait, you see this? Is because I remember when I was a wee guy, I got a Commodore 64 for my Christmas. It was one of the best Christmases ever. So I kind of feel like this is a chance to relive that.
Age a bit.
I don't know, I'll be guessing, must be like 7, 8, something like that. I'm totally guessing though.
50 years ago.
50 years ago. So here we go, let's try and get this.
Taped.
Oh,
Taped.
Where's your tape? I've got a wee bit of tape here. Tape. Hold on, I could... No, that's not working.
Something on your desk? Speed this bit up in the... I don't know if there's any sharp. Did this get it? Maybe we'd try it.
One, it's
Nice
claw.
Nice claw.
Let's see. Hold on. It's not very sharp. You need to dig it in. You need to dig it in. Nah, it's going to snap. Nah, I don't do that. It's going to snap.
It's got a start on that though.
You go to the edge.
Just speed this up and edit.
Man, I'm so tired.
Right. Right, the unboxing videos on the internet are usually only like 3 minutes long, and they've got 3 minutes when we get the tape.
Hold on.
Speed that, we'll speed that.
Anyway, I remember our fill time. I just...
Remember waking up my wee mammy and my dad. I would always sit in front of the fire opening up my presents. My man, a wee goonie. And my dad would already probably have the turkey on or the soup on or something for the Christmas dinner, because my dad did a lot of the... Excellent. My dad did a lot of the Christmas dinner cooking. Wait away now. Right.
This is out of my bag because you don't have anything sharp in your house.
Too many ways to have sharp stuff. Can't have sharp stuff, too many ways. Look at this, mate. You need to see this.
I've got mixed emotions about this though, because I know the day will never come when I get to do this with a Spectrum.
Is there no some kind of re-hang me of the Spectrum, but it was bad, right?
Aye. It was a... Aye, let's not get into that. It was a disaster.
How weird is that to see... I don't know if the camera will pick it up, I just spat on it. How weird is that to see a Commodore 64 with an HDMI logo there? It's weird, isn't it?
And what the power in is a
USB.
USB.
Yeah? Somebody's phoning my phone. Hold on.
Probably another way.
It might be. Could be help us.
Will I take something?
Fill time. Speed it up and edit.
Speed it up and fill time. The C64. Got a bit of foam there. It's no watertight, but you could use it for keeping caterpillars in. They'd probably crawl away, actually, that's a bad idea. You need to be 7 and over to play this, but nobody under the age of 45 who's going to buy one, so I don't even know why they put that on the box. No, like an 8-year-old is busting to play a Commodore 64. Is that in the way? Or?
I can't tell. Let me turn the screen and we'll speed this bit up.
That'll do it. See your big stinky keyboard. Actually, it's his, so I should probably... It's his surprise, isn't it? I should probably just wait for him to come back.
Speed this bit up.
I don't like to take stuff out of your box because it's your surprise. Aye, it's your main unboxing video. It's your memories. It's my Christmas.
I was my brother John, but he went with the Hono Barsies. his mountain bike and dislocated his shoulder at the weekend, but he found out that he's got a bit of bone stuck in his socket, so he's going to miss New Year. He's going to miss Huggy, he's not going to make it up for him.
Where is he?
Aberdeen.
This
feels like Commodore 64.
It doesn't mean anything to me. Was it originally brown? I don't remember brown.
Yes.
It was brown.
This is it.
Sounds like a typewriter.
I mean, this feels right. This feels right to me. Careful, pee. Hey, Waverley. How you doing?
Did you always type your name on keyboards?
Oh, of course.
I had to get really fast at typing your own name for some reason.
Very good at one-handed typing because of Wayne's probably.
Well.
Function buttons. Well, this is very cool. I can't wait.
Why is it F1, F3, F5?
Because F1 and F2 are on the high, they're shifted. This is weird. It's got the C60, C66. Never mind. Right, let's have a look.
Okay.
In this. Ho. So here's our joystick, which definitely looks as if they've kind of modelled it on the kind of zip stick style. Remember the old zip stick back in the day?
Mm-hmm. So this isn't a old joystick that used to have old joystick design.
No, this looks as if they've made some kind of custom. It's the C64 2000 copyright 2019 Retro Games Limited. MOD RGL L0003, support at the C64.com, made in China. Bin logo, bin with
made in China as well.
Bin not logo, CE logo, triangle logo with a kind of F,
made in China.
C logo, can serial number can I CES3B / NMB to -3 bracket open bracket B close bracket.
I'll be cutting all that out, I think. Quick guides.
So do you want to have a feel of that joystick to see how it feels?
It looks like they made a good choice. Oh, it's a wee bit stiff though.
Cool stuff. Is it micro switched?
Yeah, it is.
It's micro switched.
Yeah, it's not as smooth as a zipstick.
How do these buttons feel?
Buttons are good.
It's no smooth, let's feel. Maybe it just needs to...
It
does feel a bit stiff, doesn't it?
It might loosen up. Sometimes they loosen up.
Yeah, it could loosen up. It's no bad feeling actually though, is it?
You can get because I've got a zipstick and you can get a converter. I've got a
converter to USB?
I have got a converter and converter to USB, so you could use a zipstick.
There'll be stickers here on the buttons just to keep them a wee bit more fresh.
Which the winds don't eat.
Yeah,
the
true.
plastic
Keep them
things.
away. Goofy.
I'm assuming this is our power.
A wee cracker.
Here we go.
Merry Christmas.
Here we go.
It's a wind wheels.
That's number 4 that I've lost for Christmas.
And it's a wee whisk. It's a tiny egg whisk.
That was quite dangerous.
I'm gonna get
For
this.
toddlers. In fact, there's a lot of choking hazards in here. It's a minefield for
So what have we got in here? This is the HDMI cable, standard HDMI cable. This
USB.
is the power cable, and there's the plug socket for the, we know the socket, the plug in for putting in the socket.
I can't tell if it's branded or whether they've just got some surplus chargers for somewhere.
No, I mean you're suggesting like there's some kind of cheap thing on the go here, but I'm not actually reasonably impressed by how this looks. There's actually, interestingly enough, there's actually 3 USB ports on the side. So that's space for, let me think, so that's for your 2 joysticks. If you had another one of these joysticks, you'd have 2 joysticks. And another USB, because what I've heard about this one is, it has, those instructions, the C64 has 64 games installed on it.
They could have put all of them probably on it if they
However,
wanted.
you can also put a USB stick in here with as many ROMs as you want, and it will run the Commodore 64 ROMs.
That's good.
So basically you can have all the Commodore 64 games that exist. Now the reason why I got this and the reason why I'm so excited about this is because I've played a lot of Commodore 64 emulators and stuff like that, but I love the Commodore 64 text adventures. Big fan of the Commodore 64 text adventures, things like Castle of Terror, which is one of my favourite games of all time. And being able to play the Commodore 64 text adventures with an old actual Commodore 64 keyboard is going to be a dream come true. Why don't we plug this bad boy out?
There should be a button on it that gives you real-time loading. That'd be good fun.
That would be good.
You've never used that.
That would be good. You'd use that for once, wouldn't you? What Christmas is...
You alright?
Put this in.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi there. Thanks for selecting our video, I guess.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so Ryan and I have been gaming together now for quite a while.
10 years.
About 10 years.
10 years together.
Yeah.
As a team.
Because there was about maybe a year before that where we were enemies.
Yeah.
There was kind of flirting, really.
I thought, oh, he's good at this.
I was better than you at it.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, true, you definitely taught me a few things. I guess, yeah, we're just putting ourselves out there as gamers who would like to meet other gamers.
So if you got fast broadband speeds and you think you can keep up with us, then give us an email.
Yeah, we're just looking to meet some gamers that are like us, like-minded gamers who are into things that we're into. Stealth, strategy games, a little bit retro, Amiga. But it doesn't have to be Amiga, we're into anything really.
No, I mean sometimes I wouldn't mind being, shot.
Yeah.
Quite like being shot.
Yeah, Ryan likes to be killed a lot in games, and I guess that's probably the reason why we're doing this. I think because for me it's becoming quite a strain, always killing him. He likes to be killed a lot, very violent. Very violent.
Just, whatever, headshot, up the arse.
Up the arse.
Well, whatever you're into, whatever way you want to kill me.
Just someone who can take on the strain, really. It's becoming quite difficult to fulfill everything that Ryan needs to be a happy gamer.
I just want to die over and over again.
Yeah, over and over and over again. Retro games as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You never die in those, you just keep coming back usually, don't
Can't
you?
beat the point and clicks and...
Point and click adventures, that's more the kind of stuff that I like to do, but usually we play a lot of what Ryan likes, which is a lot of just killing him, just generally killing him in various different ways. So yeah, if that sounds like you and your gaming partner, then get in touch! Get in touch, because we really kind of need...
Have a good Christmas.
Have a good Christmas.
Have a good Christmas with us. Kill me.
Please do get in touch. Even if you're sitting there thinking, I don't want to get in touch, do get in touch. Let's just get in touch, and let's have a bit of fun, I think.
This Christmas, have a bit of fun and die. Let's die together.
Just do get in touch. Okay, I told you we'd do it. That's it done.
Is this actually happening? Because I kind of feel like I'm just so sleep deprived that I don't know what's going on. Right, hide the griblets in the cave. I used to be really good at this game.
So you did 41 seconds.
It's quite hard. 8 griblets to rescue here. So basically in this one, as Gribbly's Day Out, you're looking for your wee babies. Which is quite fitting, because that's all I do these days, is look for babies and pick up babies.
What the fuck is that? Is that your death certificate? Jesus!
Wow, let's turn this down a bit. Look at this. Put the scan lines on, the CRT scan lines. 4.3 CRT European style, and I have to say it looks really good.
It does look really good, but the colours are a wee bit faded.
Sometimes the scan lines on these kind of retro systems look crap, but this looks good. I mean, I could play this forever.
It's so hard.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, my time's away. This is one of Daddy's favourite games.
How's that joystick working?
The joysticks, I'm actually really liking the joystick. I was up until 5 in the morning last night, so that's why I'm not doing very well here.
Did you finish this game in the old days?
I did finish it. There's no many games I finished back in the days, but I did finish this.
Right in the drink.
Right.
Right in the drink.
Now listen. Listen.
A wee bit fast.
Sounds a wee bit faster to me.
A wee bit fast.
That sounds a wee bit fast.
Send it back. Get it back in the box.
Does that sound fast? It sounds fast to me.
Sounds fast to me, yeah. Sound fast?
No. Is that because I selected 60Hz North American? This is interesting. Why don't we reboot it? Try it in 50Hz European and do this again. It's an experiment. This is like this kind of thing.
Okay.
C64 PAL. Just like that. What are you saying? Because I never got a score, because I didn't have a score. Right, sorry, right. You can speed that up there.
Speed this up and there, that.
Still sounds fast. Still sounds a bit fast to me. Still sounds a bit fast.
Is it as fast though?
No, I'm worrying. No, I'm thinking is it maybe the emulators have been playing on other things
So slow.
that have been playing it slow.
Maybe they just do that thing, you know, when you go and see bands and they play the hits, they play them always kind of a wee bit faster.
Just to get through it,
to get
involved it.
Aye, maybe that's what they've done.
Guys, can you feedback in the forums and in the blogs and let us know?
Comment.
Get on Tumblrs and let us know.
Comment in the feedback.
Get on the Bebo. Put it up on your Bebo and tell us.
Send me a Tinder and let us know if you think it's too fast.
She likes it though. Will you explain to them that I've because I've got the babies and stuff.
He's got babies.
I'll be back to full strength next episode. It's just
That doesn't seem likely, to be honest.
no, I'll be back to full strength next episode because they'll be like a year old next month
leaving?
now. I think.
They look fine and rested, though. That's the main thing.
There's a lot of you out there probably that have got a baby and have went through having a baby, but it's like having two at the same time. So it's like, you know, you get one relaxed and then the other one is what's the other one screaming and then you get that one settled. And she's been feeding quite well. She was a wee bit after she was born. She lost quite a fair bit of weight. But she's back up to her birth weight and beyond her birth weight now, so she's doing really well. So it's good. She was a wee bit worrying at first because she's also she's 21. She's like the oldest of the twins, so she's very sleepy.
Got 2 points.
Excellent.
Hello, welcome to the world of Watam. That's a golden poo. This game is made by Kaita Takahashi, the man who made Katamari Damacy. This is the very beginning of the game. Sigh. Oh god, that's a good start, isn't it? That's what you want. That's what you want. That's the mayor who starts off the game all alone and confused as to why he's all alone. This is him just about to meet a rock. And this is skipping forward in the game a bit where you've got a toilet with a golden fork on its head and 4 golden poos below it. And an old telephone, because he's an old guy like I'm an old guy, so it's not a mobile phone, it's an old style telephone. Here I'm skipping through all of the characters to demonstrate to you that absolutely every character has its own soundtrack music playing, which is very, very cool. The milk, Ella the milk, bottle of milk, has particularly good music that I enjoy. Oscar the Chimney, not so good. So this game is, as you would probably expect for the guy who made Katamari Damacy and Nobby. knobby thing. I'll level with you. See when you kick out into this area between winter, summer, autumn and spring, kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a wee bit. I'm kind of too delicate for it. It feels a wee bit like Blade Runner. I'm probably overthinking that. You need to match the height of these bowling pins. It's like a mini game that's thrown in. You need to match the height, and then I think it falls in love with you, and everybody sings a song, and then a giant bowling ball smashes them to smithereens, and some balloons go up in the sky. It's a good, what I would say is it's a good game to play if you think you're being watched by the black-eyed dog, because it's difficult to concentrate on being stared at by the black-eyed dog when you make an island cry by talking it to by an onion. Not all the characters are playable. It's genuinely a wee bit distressing when things are crying, but it happens quite often. But luckily the puzzles aren't that difficult to work out. This, on the other hand, this dance that you need to do around things sometimes is a lot more difficult to coordinate than it looks. I cut out a lot of footage of me holding hands with the wrong characters and holding hands twice with the one hand. It's just a wee bit footery. Sometimes things also get in the way of the camera. It's kind of, it's a wee bit shaky around the edges. It's not a completely smooth gaming experience. You even get to control Sonia the Sun, as you just saw there. I forget why she made it nighttime. Oh, I remember why you had to make it nighttime so that this could happen. Some characters speak different languages. I've got absolutely no idea why that is. Only some of them speak English. There's a few different males. It's only 3 euros long, maximum 3 euros long. So I won't spoil the end of the game for you, but they're not actually males. I mean, that was predictable that would happen when you made the sun go away. And it's all fairly self-explanatory. I don't really know why you need me to take you through it. Can't mind what they are. They're on top of sushi. What do you get in top of sushi? Is it peas or... Exactly, mate. Exactly, that's what I felt about that wee task of having to chase the wee... What were they? Wasabi, maybe? Wasabi balls or something? Whatever you get on tap of sushi that looks like that. You get these mysterious caves that have scrolls and books in them that tell you parts of the story. Fill you in on what's... Because obviously, your main character, man, doesn't remember what's happened. Such is the way in video games. So the books and the scrolls fill you in on what happened. And basically, the story is... These are sad, these wee bits. But it's only momentarily... Well, not too troubling. It's only momentarily sad before you're back in the bright colours and the fun of just saying hello to things and welcoming back all these items back into your life. Holy shit, is that? I think it is. It is. Welcome back. Chair. Do you want me to say it's weird? It's a wee bit weird. It's not as weird as it looks, but the story's fairly straight. See, he's in the way of the camera there. That's a snowman seed that I'm trying to speak to, but you can't see it because you're staring at his square arse. The story is basically the mayor welcoming back all these items and people into his life because of this trauma that's occurred. It's actually quite a nice story. And initially I was looking at how it was playing and getting a wee bit annoyed at how it is a bit janky to play. Is that a word? That is now. How it was, you know, I mean, I was picking holes in it. I was allowing myself to do that, and then I realised that it was working. Let me put it this way, it's distracting. Like, you will just instinctively pay less attention to the black-eyed dog when a giant tree character eats another character and turns that character into a piece of fruit, who then gets eaten by a mouth character that turns the fruit into a poo, that then gets flushed in a toilet character who turns the poo into a golden poo. My mind switched while I was playing it to being a bit envious of the people who made this, because it's clearly, it's unclouded minds, you know what I mean? It's free men that made this game. it's refreshing, it's friendly, and it's welcoming. It's no the most in-depth game. It's only a few hours long, but it's warm and it's safe feeling, and I highly recommend it. I really, really loved Watton.
So, ever since the babies have arrived, I've not really been able to play anything. It's the early weeks. It's the early weeks. Do you know what I mean? But I have been able to play the Commodore 64 computer. I showed Ryan. I've been able to do a wee bit of that, a wee bit of dipping in and out, and I've also been able to load up some ROMs on it. I've been able to play Castle of Terror basically on the Commodore 64. So I want to talk about that a wee bit. I want to talk about this isn't really a review. It's more just I want to talk about the Commodore 64 and what at the age of 42, with 4 kids, wee babies, this very grown-up life that I'm leading, where that fits in now. Something like the Commodore 64, where it fits in my memory and in my mind and in my personality also, as well, as weird as that sounds. Because the Commodore 64 was something that was always around for me. I had it when I was a wee guy. Even when I moved on to the consoles when I was older, I still had the Commodore 64 always in the house. I had, like I said to Ryan, I had the big disk drive, the data set with the big disk drive with the floppy disks. 1541, I think it was called, maybe. Well, hey Ian. Hey there. And so it was always there. It was always a factor. Even when I had the Amiga, even when I had the PlayStation 1, there would always be a Commodore 64 around. Now, my life just now, as it is, I don't have... They're on storage, all these things. So it's nice to have a Commodore 64 that has an HDMI cable that you can easily set up, that you can plug in easily, that you can play easily, plug it into your telly. And I'm really impressed with this system. I'm really impressed by how it looks. I'm really impressed by how it sounds. I'm really impressed by how it plays. And it really makes you happy as well. And be really made happy by it, by the fact that there is still a place in my life for a Commodore 64. There's a convenient and easy place, an easy way to play it. And I think you need that. I think when you're this age, you need a way to easily access your memories and easily access the stuff that makes you feel, stuff that reminds you of home. That's what Commodore 64 does to me. A lot of great memories attached to the Commodore 64.
Are we ready to do the filming now? Hello everybody in the internet community. It's a funny time of year in a way, if you think about it, because it is coming to like the end of the year, and often you get the Queen, she do like a speech. So I thought your old pal Continuity should do a speech for you now. It's a bit like the Queen's speech in a way, but it's probably better because it's probably a bit more relatable coming from me than a queen, a woman who lives in a palace, which is a funny place to live if you think about it in a way. Living in a big house when you are an old lady is quite a funny thing, and then to listen to her once a year talk about some shit or something is quite a funny thing. Much better talking to me, Continuity. So a big hello to the internet community, which is you. It's been a bit of a tough year if we're quite honest, and if we think about it, it's been quite a tough year because there's been all sorts of big things going on. I don't want to talk too much about being all political and things like that because it's quite polarising. Some people are getting really angry about it, which is a shame if you think about that. But just because we talk about it, don't mean nothing's going to happen or something. So, starting off with the politics, it's been a bit of an annus horribilis, in a way, if you think about it. It's been a bit of an annus horribilis with the election. Some people are wanting this people, some people are wanting that people. Let's be honest, the bad guys have won in a big way, haven't they? It's a proper big win. On the plus side though, Boris Johnson has proved that you can have any haircut and still be Prime Minister, so that is a nice thing if you think about it.
But it's been pretty bad for me because of the Brexit now. It's definitely going to happen. Some people say it's never going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. And for me, I might have to go out of the country, which is sad because I come from Italy, but I live here about 6 years, which is quite a long time if you think about it. So I'm thinking that maybe people are getting all worried about all the immigrants coming over and being like doing all the crimes and stuff, which is quite offensive. If you think about it, it's quite offensive. Although I have been to jail 6 times here, but that has always been like misunderstandings. So I think if there is a Brexit, what I'm probably going to do is just stand just outside of Britain, maybe in Jersey or something like this, and I'm going to be just like in the bushes in Jersey and going, hey, Britain, you let me in, nothing going to happen. I'm not going to go to jail for the 7th time or nothing like that. You don't have to worry about immigrants and all this kind of thing. Stop being so racist. You've got funny hair, but stop being a racist. That's not going to happen, but it might happen. So I think that has been a bit of a difficult thing for this year, but it's not to worry about too much. Anyway, that is not what I'm trying to talk to you about in Continuetti's Christmas speech. What I want to talk to you about is why you've not seen me for quite some time, is because I've been working on I got a job, working on the games, Death Stranding. I got the job. I say I got a job. I've just been hanging around the office quite a lot until he kicked me out. I was talking a bit with Hideo Kojima. That's how he says his name. And he was being very nice. And I think they were going to kick me out. And I said, hold on a minute. Your game is about stealth. And I am the master of stealth, which is quite an interesting thing to have around if you think about it. And he wasn't so sure, so I just gave him a glass of milk, which is a nice thing that you can do for someone if you want to give them a glass of milk. You say, just have a glass of milk, nothing gonna happen. Maybe I'll come down to your house and we talk about Death Stranding or something. And he says, it's not called Death Stranding, it's called Death Standing. You're saying it wrong. And I went, no, but even though I make a mistake with my accent, maybe that's quite to make you sound like you're being very clever, because it sounds like Death Standing, but it's Death Stranding, and it's a different thing. And he goes, oh, that's very clever. Continuity, you are a very clever man. And I put my hand on his thigh and I said, whoa, nothing gonna happen. And then he says, but what if I want it to happen? I'm like, fucking hell, I think something gonna happen here. And Kojima, he moves in really close, right at his nose. He's touching my nose. And I'm like, and I can feel his solid snake touching my leg, if you know what I mean, in a way, in a very real way. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've never got this far before. He's very strange. And then fucking nothing happened, did it? Which was quite sad in a way, because he's a very handsome man. But nothing happened. 2019, nothing happened. I'm hoping for much better things in 2020. But you be a good boy and don't block up your chimney, because I might climb down it, but nothing gonna happen if I climb down it. Merry Christmas. Why are you still watching? Nothing gonna happen. Something might happen.
Like, what Christmases do you remember? Like, was a big computer game Christmases?
Amiga's the biggest computer one.
Amiga was the one?
Amiga cartoon pack. Microsoft Paint. Bart versus the Space Mutants. Lemmings.
Because I'm pretty sure my Commodore
Just had a
64...
feeling that if Jerry was here, he would have said jumpers for goalposts there as I was listening.
It was
It's this sort of thing.
He would have said that. I kind of remember, I think, that my Commodore 64 was the Batman pack.
I
That was
never-
Batman, right?
I never had a new, not only was a cheap Speccy, I never got a new Spectrum. I've never seen a box Spectrum. It was all like hand-me-downs.
No, I never
for-
saw
for
a box
cousins.
Spectrum either. I'm pretty sure the Spectrum I had was Affy, my brother-in-law at the time's brother.
Brother-in-law's brother.
Brother-in-law's brother had a Spectrum. I think it was his one that I ended up with. But this was like long after. I had a Commodore 64 first. In fact, I had a Commodore 16. I had a Commodore 16 before I had a Commodore 64.
Never heard it.
And my cousin who stayed in Clydebank, he had the Commodore 64.
So was there a 32? Was there a 32?
No.
No, it just went to
Just
62.
the 16 to 64.
What a leap. What a leap.
But I remember my Commodore 64 Christmas, and of course I remember my Amiga Christmas as well. And I think my Amiga, I don't think I got a new Amiga. I think the Amiga I got was my cousin's Amiga.
Nah, I get it. Brand spanking new.
Um,
So that's the peak of video game Christmases for me, is the Amiga. But you'll never see an Amiga because that's the same as the Spectrum. It's a sham. It's all a red tape or something. This isn't for the cameras, but no.
I had a Commodore 64 disk drive,
External
that big
disc
giant
drive.
breed with the floppies. They were going at like proper floppies. And I remember one Christmas, there was a guy that lived up the road from me called Gary Burns, and he lived up the road, and for some reason, I don't even know what the setup was here, it was weird. But I remember one Christmas, I went up to his house because his ma said, my boy Gary sells computer games. And I went up and I remember thinking, it's going to be copied computer games, right? But I went up and he actually had, in his house, he had like a big bag of like brand new Commodore 64 games on cassette, like original, like actual ones, Mastertronic stuff and all that. And I remember buying with some of my Christmas money off Gary Burns for cheaper. For like Mastertronic games were like $1.99, $2.99, and it was only like £1 or something I gave him for it. And
How was it in this?
I don't know. I don't know if they wouldn't have been knocked because he wasn't that kind of guy. I don't know what the deal was. But I got Chiller, which was like the Mastertronic game that was based on Michael Jackson's Thriller, and I got Chubby Gristle.
Which was based on?
Chubby Gristle, I think. And it had digitised speech, Chubby Gristle, and it said, "You can't park here." I think it was about a parking, like a traffic warden or something.
Exciting British gaming.
But so we don't talk about that stuff enough, don't we? No.
No.
Own Consolevania.
Why is there colours under the numbers? I don't know about this computer.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. I mean, I suppose you can do. I think it functions like you can do programming on this and all that as well. I think it just functions properly as a computer.